Hello again, friends. I am so happy to share with you the God stories from my life, the encounters where unmistakably the Lord stepped in and helped. Well, the year was 1964. We had been in Cambodia just 3 short years. We had actually planned to stay for a long time. We planned to spend our lives here. But then during that time, the king decided that he did not like the Americans anymore, and he was taking sides with China instead. And so every day we would hear him broadcasting on the radio and saying how bad America was and that he was going to kick all the Americans out. Well, we actually were not American, but we were with an American mission, yeah. And so we knew that he really didn't like what we were doing. We were living in at our station, we had learned the language and knew some things about the culture, and we were living in a little town called Kampong Spoo, and we had our house there, and we were trying to reach the people in the community for the Lord. But given that those messages kept coming on the radio, it wasn't very easy. People were hesitant to come and listen. We had a nice children's meeting though, and the children used to come, and we would teach them about Jesus, and they learned to sing, and they learned to love the Lord Jesus. Well, then the crunch came when during the war in Vietnam, an American bomber plane came across the border into Cambodia and had bombed a Cambodian village, and more than 100 people were killed, including some pregnant women. And so understandably, the Cambodians were very angry that America had bombed their country. So they were angry, and they were seeking revenge, and they even talked about seeking revenge. And our mission director, Harry Taylor, he took this very seriously, and he wanted to protect us. And I and another missionary were both visibly pregnant. And so he said, we need to get you out of the country for your safety. We need to send you to Bangkok. And then he also said, the way the situation is going now, you probably won't be able to ever come back. You probably have to leave Cambodia for good now. Oh, that news just filled us with so much sadness. And we did not want to go. We had just nicely started. We just barely learned the language, barely got started. We did not want to go, but we had to. And so we decided, well, we'll sell everything then and leave our house and go to Bangkok and wait and have the baby. My 4th child, Rodney, was going to be born. So we went to Bangkok and left everything. We sold our things. People were coming to buy them. It was impossible at that time to buy interesting foreign things. Very, very rare in Cambodia, mostly just local things. And so people wanted to buy our Western stuff. And so they came, and so many were coming that finally we chased them all outside and locked the door and sold our things through the bars on the windows. It was an extremely stressful time, very, very difficult. And so finally, after having sold our stuff, we packed up our suitcases and took our 3 children and got on a plane and went to Bangkok. We didn't know where we would be going after that. We didn't know where we would live, what we would do, but we had a baby coming, and so we were going to just wait and have this baby. And so we stayed at the Alliance Guest House in Bangkok and waited for the baby to come. Well, then we got the most astounding news from our mission director, because he said, it's not that bad in Cambodia yet. You can go back. What? We had sold all our stuff, and the things we had were not available in Cambodia. We couldn't get we thought we couldn't get a decent refrigerator. We thought we wouldn't be able to get a nice mattress to sleep on. All of our things that we have, what are we going to do? We sold all our stuff, and we used to call it an outfit. Bring all your things from Canada, and you'd have everything that you needed. But we had nothing now, almost nothing. So we decided, well, what are we going to do? They're telling us we have to go back. So we thought about it and thought, well, what are we going to do now? Well, if we can't have a fridge, they do sell ice, so we can get an ice box. And if we can't get a proper Western mattress that's more comfortable, they do have K-pop mattresses, and so we can get a local mattress. And well, we'll just make do with what we can find in the country. And yes, we will obey and go back. Well, so we might ask, why is this a God story? Why is this an encounter with God? Well, let me tell you. When we got back to Cambodia, we found out that all the American aid workers had been packed off, sent back to America, and all their stuff that they had was put in a big storage room. There were refrigerators and all kinds of furniture, everything. So we ended up going to this place, to this warehouse. They said missionaries can get first dibs on everything. And so we ended up buying things, and you know, we had better things in the end than we had before. There was even a recipe book, a cookbook, because some missionaries had lived there a long time ago, and they left stuff, and now they were saying, well, we need to get rid of this stuff. So we went through their barrels of things, and there were extra little small things that we need. We had everything that we needed, and that was such an important lesson for us, because like I say, we had just started out on our missionary career. We'd only been on the field. We'd only been in Cambodia for 3 years. And so we were just starting out, and we needed to learn this lesson. Don't hold on to your stuff. Never mind about your stuff. Hold it in an open hand, and if the Lord takes it away, keep your hands open. He'll put better things in your hand. We had to learn that. After that, we have had to leave our stuff many times, and now it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me if we have to leave our stuff. I just know the Lord's going to provide.